Hey everyone, welcome to Hanging with Uncle. I'm Gene, and let's get into it today. I want to talk about I want to talk about your health care, your preventative health care being the most important. When I say preventative care being important, think of it like this: if you have high blood pressure and you let it go untreated, you run the risk of stroke, heart attack, um, any host of diseases that occur because of high blood pressure. It's also a sign that your kidneys are not functioning properly because kidneys regulate the blood pressure. So it would make sense to spend, which on the average is about $10 to $15 a month on blood pressure medication than it would be for a hospital visit to the emergency room because of a stroke. So that's my point. That's what I mean preventative care. Now, how easy is it to have preventative care? That is the question. Now we have a lot of people that are on preventative care through the Affordable Care Act, and it's been a life changer for them in a positive way because now they have preventative care. They cannot be denied coverage because of a pre-existing condition, and it is a good humanitarian step to treat the people of the country you're supposed to be the leader of. So, which brings me to point number 2. How would we best implement preventative care nationwide for the people of this country? And the obvious answer is some form of universal health care. There are 69% of the countries in the world that have this system, and again, it works well because it takes care of the people of that country. Now, here's what we have to remember, and what I hope you take away from this, is that here in the United States, our healthcare system is insurance driven. If we were to replace insurance driven medication for some form of universal health care, it would save American taxpayers over like $6 trillion a year. So for those of you that want to save money, there's a good place to start. But they don't want to do that because of greed. They want to bleed you dry and see how much money they can get out of you because of your illness, rather than apply preventative care and stop you from unnecessary suffering. And a good example of preventative care with myself was when I had cancer. I had prostate cancer. It feels so uneventful I forget I had it. But my PSA numbers went from 3.8 to 5.8 in just the span of a year. So that was a red flag. And because I go once a year and just get my blood work done and stay on top of things, we were able to catch it. And have been living cancer free now for almost 2 years. So preventative care, universal health care. Now, the big myth: it's not free. So, for example, your insurance is employer driven, which kind of ties you to that plantation. You can't leave because if you do, you lose your health care. And that's another reason they want to keep you on that plantation, for the reasons to mistreat you just because you need the health insurance. Versus if we had universal health care, you could leave that crappy job and not lose your insurance. And it's not free because look at your check right now. They're taking Medicare out of it. The only difference is you don't have access to it as a benefit only because of age. Where in civilized countries, they take care of their citizens and they have a longer lifespan, projected because of it. So, again, we can do this here in the United States. There's an election coming up. There are candidates that support some form of universal health care, whether it be Medicare for all or something. Those are the candidates to watch. Those are the candidates to put in office. Don't you think it's time that we did that? Don't you think we got rid of health care for greed and health care for soaking the people and transform it to health care for the people? Yes, doctors would get paid an extremely well livable wage, and life would go on, and the word enough would be in the vocabulary because the greed of private insurance companies would be taken out of the picture. I would love to know what your thoughts are. Please leave them in the comment section below. I apologize for the way I look today. I did not sleep very well last night. But anyway, today's Friday, so you guys take care. Don't forget, hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. And as always, be kind to one another. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. I'm Gene. Thank you for hanging with Uncle, and I'll see you next week.